Okay, guys. I was supposed to go live. For some reason, my stupid computer is just acting really crazy. So I just can't go live for whatever reason. I have to fix some settings on my computer, but I didn't want to let you guys down, and I wanted to come on live. So let's just talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. I normally don't really talk about, reality stuff on this channel, but maybe that's something that I need to start doing, because when I tuned into the Real Housewives of Atlanta on Sunday, when I tell you I was purely disgusted, is an understatement. First of all, and by the way, that's my fire alarm chirping. I need to get a ladder to get up there. The ceilings are just that tall, but we're not going to let that stop us, okay? So, is Kandi a bully? Let's talk about it. What's really going on here? I was so disgusted. So I was like, I got to talk about this. So I do have some notes because it was so much going on, right? So let's talk about it. So, normally first of all, who has watched Real Housewives of Atlanta since season 1 when Nene was on there? Nene was the girl. Nene is no longer on there. Kandi came, season 2, right? Who remember when Kandi first came on the show? She appeared to be this nice girl, very likable girl. I like Kandi. Then all of a sudden, I start seeing just in the episodes inconsistency in her behavior. Just a little attitude-ish, maybe, a little mean girlish. And if you guys recall, Nene spoke about this alliance years ago. Nene spoke about it, and, it was supposedly not true, because Kandi was this great girl, and nobody really ever talked about some of those things that were happening behind the doors, as Nene told us years ago. So as I looked at this episode that Sunday, this last episode, don't quote me on it. I don't even remember what episode it was. I know it's season 15, the latest one. And I'm just starting to think, is Kandi a damn bully? I mean, come on, let's talk about it. Kandi states that she's not an emotional person. And I do watch Carlos King. So if you guys are not familiar with Carlos King, go check out his videos. I was a little bit irritated with him because he wasn't addressing Kandi, but he did today. So shout out to Carlos King. Y'all go over there and check out his videos. But Kandi stated was it Sanya? Hopefully I'm saying her name correctly. She said that she's not an emotional person. Well, why in the hell is she always crying on the episodes if she's not an emotional person? So this is her story. I'm not an emotional person. So basically, she's saying that she cannot really identify with Marlo when it comes to emotions because she's not an emotional person. Now, from the people who are familiar with the Real Housewives of Atlanta, how many times have we saw Kandi cry? Which would mean that she is what? An emotional person, because who else is always crying all the time? So I would have never thought that she was not an emotional person. So when she said that, I was like, what? Wasn't she just damn near crying on this last episode? I don't believe that. Because we have saw how many clips of Kandi crying, but she's not an emotional person. Okay. And then she stated that by her being an emotional person, and she stated basically that she deals with things differently. And we all deal with things differently, right? We all deal with grief differently. She talked about her brother, and my condolences to her. But just how she described that, Kandi got some anger issues. Like, she got something going on there. I mean, she kept saying, when my brother died, I went to work the next day. And basically, she was saying, in other words, that because she went through what she went through, she expect everybody to be strong. Is this a desperate cry for mental health? This just don't make sense. So money obviously does not equal common sense, because I'm looking at her with a side eye like, girl, what? Okay, moving on. So she stated that, she went through whatever she went through when her brother died, which again, my condolences to her. But however you dealt with your loss, why wouldn't you afford Marlo the same grace? Like, however she's dealing with this, or I don't care how long ago it was. We don't know how Marlo has processed this and why she chose to bring this out. But keep in mind, she's never blamed you for it. The only thing she said was, I thought, that I would have got flowers, or you would have called my family. And then Kandi say on her channel, F them flowers. I don't know. Kandi, I'm starting to think that you are exactly what Nene Leaks said you were. Everything Nene Leaks said that you were, you are exactly that. So let me move on before I lose my train of thought. Kandi has been accused of not being a good friend over and over again. Like, this has not been the first time. Marlo just said it a little bit nicer. We've heard this from Phaedra. Remember when Phaedra was dating? Well, we don't know who Phaedra was dating. We know she was married to Apollo, right? So she was married to Apollo and was going through that thing. Apollo was going to jail. And it was this rumor out, that Phaedra was messing with an African. Remember that? We don't know if that's true, allegedly. So we don't, want to be spreading rumors, but that is what was being rumored with regards to Phaedra. And there were, the instance where Phaedra and Apollo, Apollo was going to jail, and he and Phaedra marriage was pretty much broken up. And Phaedra just stated that she just felt like Kandi just wasn't there for her. And she said that she felt like Nene was a better friend to her. And if you guys have been following the show, you see how Kandi even acted then. She was very angry. She never, offered an apology. Just enraged. Like, if you are a friend and your friend tells you that you did something either to offend them or they didn't feel like you were there for them, is that really your opportunity to have an attitude and act like a mean girl bully? And those are the people who've been following the show. If you've been following the show, you know what I'm talking about. So, Kandi does not seem to be a good friend. I mean, she doesn't. She doesn't seem like being, that she's being a good friend. She mentioned that, oh, I'm such a motivational friend. I'm the friend that you come to when you want to do XYZ. Girl, if somebody's family dies or somebody, a loved one dies, we don't want to hear nothing about no motivational money making opportunities. Are you crazy? Like, what's wrong with this girl? What's really going on? And also, let me just speak to the bullying situation. We got grown women, they're over 40, close to 50, and you guys are in essence bullying her. Like Kenya, and I'm going to talk about Kenya another day. I think tomorrow. Kenya, girl, Didn't Portia just drag you off the couch at the reunion and you still messing with people, being a bully? It's okay to have a disagreement, even an argument, but why you calling that grown woman a B word repeatedly over and over again? Really, Kenya? That drag that Portia gave you, I guess that wasn't enough. Now, I don't condone violence, but girl, you asking for it. You asking for it. And why are you Kandi's minion? You and Drew. Why are y'all into it? Y'all act like you in high school or something. You are not allowing Marlo to speak. Now, we know the show is being taped. So if you're not allowing her to speak, then it just sounds like a bunch of mumble. Kandi, girl, get your minions. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I just had to speak about this because I'm just like, really? Real Housewives of Atlanta used to be a classy show. Bring my girl Nene Leaks back. Bring Nene Leaks back. The show is borderline Love and Hip Hop. We need to send Kandi to Love and Hip Hop because she like to dog walk people, drag people like her mother, Joyce. And this is getting ridiculous. This is getting absolutely ridiculous. So let me keep going before I lose my train of thought. Woo. Back to Kandi Burruss Tucker. She spoke to Sanya, I hope I ain't messing her name up, in a, they went out to eat or whatever it was. And she told Sanya, basically, she need to choose a side. Girl. You supposed to be a $1 million woman. Where in the hell do another grown woman need to choose a side for? This is not high school. I have plenty of friends and associates who do not like each other. Guess what I'm not doing? I'm not choosing no sides. They don't have to like each other. And I don't pick sides. The side that I pick is me. Like, how are you telling another grown woman that she got to pick a side like we in high school? Girl, really? Back to what Nene said years ago with this alliance that Nene spoke about. Kandi, Kenya, the alliance. And Drew, girl, sit down somewhere. You acting. You supposed to be on a reality show and you clearly on there acting. Whew. Oh my gosh. And Carlos King talked about this in his recap. And I totally agree. Kenya and Kandi, they definitely have a friendship of convenience. They are not real friends. They not real friends. Y'all are not real friends. Come on now. And guess what, y'all? We got to use our own brains, right? And we got to start dissecting some of this information. We know that Kandi is a bully, right? And this is how she treat her friends. Let's go back to Mayetta. Remember last season? Her and Marlo had the talk, and Marlo was basically saying, whatever the issue was she had with Kandi, whatever it was. So Marlo was just explaining this to Mayetta. So now this season, Mayetta has spoke about how, Kandi had an attitude, or she didn't use the word attitude, but basically Kandi felt like Mayetta didn't have her back because of that situation with Marlo. Again, what grade are we in? So now Mayetta comes back. Mayetta Miss No Voice. She nice. She seems like a nice girl, but girl, really? So now you come back and you have a problem with Marlo. I'm sick of them. I'm sick of this show. I don't know if I'm going to be watching Housewives next season because they're acting like a bunch of, not adults, kids. They're acting like a bunch of children. We need Nene Leaks back. We need Phaedra back. We need Portia back. Drew, that's a whole nother video. We can probably just have Drew sit down somewhere because, girl, you're acting. Back to Kandi. What do y'all think? Do y'all think she a bully? What do y'all think? I want to know, what do y'all think? Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Everything in the video is alleged. I don't know if any of what I said is true or false. It's for pure entertainment. But hey, comment below and let me know y'all thoughts. Talk to you later.